more we can do.
More breath mints and craft services. I think we're going to go through a lot of those. Two Dancing with the Stars veterans on this show. Sorry, I had to get a little plug in there because that's where
That's where you live.
Well, that's where I live.
But that's actually where we kind of started with all this, because when Melissa and I were producing My Fake Fiance, there was such wonderful chemistry with Mario that we said, who else on Dancing with the Stars? But Joey. It was a no-brainer. We both came to that immediately and said, Joey's the guy for this.
Okay.
And
Cool.
but it did go back to the whole Dancing with the Stars thing.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic dancer.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And we had a Dancing with the Stars episode.
Well, that's what I mean. Are we going to see a little more?
Well, you'll see some dancing, but not ballroom. You
Sure.
do some
Yeah.
funky chicken kind of stuff.
Nothing sexier than the funky chicken.
I did so much in the show in the last 18 episodes that I ran out of moves. I had to start. He taught me the stinky leg.
Oh,
What
the
is it?
stanky leg.
Stanky leg. I need some new moves because I am out of my moves.
Wait. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know what the stanky leg is. You take your jacket off? You okay?
No, I think I can do this.
Oh man.
You basically just put your leg out right there and just go like that.
Make it on the show is unrecognizable.
We know people. We can hook you up at the show. What else are we going to see more of? I know we're seeing more hair.
More hair?
I wasn't going to go there, but you guys go there so often
We
on the
do.
show.
It's a pool that we often love to jump into.
It's dry now.
It's toweled off. Yeah, I dried that one up real quick.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, whatever. I just grew it back, There was a lot of discrepancies whether I could grow it back, I guess. But I just wanted, it was shaved for a while. I had a lot of hair for a while,
Yes.
And then I sort of wanted to just, in my own personal life, have the antithesis of that, which is no hair products or brushes or hair dryers, because I had a whole team for a while. Me and Richard Marks,
Was your hair insured?
Oh, absolutely.
The season is mostly about Joe's hair.
It is. It
It
is.
follows the growth.
You put together one of those picture books when you flap them through, it makes the picture. I just water it and it grows.
But a lot of the stories are focusing on just what you're asking about. Which, I mean, these are two people living in the same house who are, in a way, right for each other, but don't really feel that or don't sense that.
Right.
And so they're each going out with, Melissa's going out with guys, Joe's going out with women, and they're both helping each other see whether somebody's right or wrong for them. And it's fun for us as writers to watch them in that interaction as they coach each other with dates and find maybe that they may be righter for each other than these other people are. And that's sort of what part of the season is about.
Well, and along those lines, you think of some classic television couples like Sam and Diane and Maddie and David on Moonlighting. And do they or don't they? Will they or won't they? So
We often quote that. I mean, we're often thinking about that stuff, all of us.
yeah, tell me a little bit about that because it's a fine line to walk up to, but you could.
I think the audience wants to see them get close, but not get there.
So we dance up to it and dance
We're
back.
gonna dance, put our toes right up against the line and scurry right back.
I think the whole thing is when you have someone living in your house that might be right for you, you constantly question it, especially when that other person finds someone else. And you sort of go, wait, did I miss my shot? And then when you get your chance, you're sort of like, nah, never mind. Wait. Nah, that's not, what was I thinking? But, I think that the main place when you guys can talk on this, but the main thing with the comedy comes from our bickering, our dislike of each other. While we have respect for each other, we dislike each other. I think that's a lot of
It's a love-hate thing.
a lot of our stuff. Yeah, it's
Loves
the
me,
whole the
honey.
pilot episode. It's the pilot episode. We always go back to the pilot episode. I open the door and I go, oh, gross. It's like we always go back to that moment. We actually end the show with that moment.
Yeah.
They disagree funny.
I think the moment that we actually, consummate our love is when we, that's our swan song. So hopefully we won't hit that for,
6
another,
seasons.
yeah, 6 seasons.
150 episodes.
Spotlights.
That sounds good. That's a good one.
Yeah, but I mean that's really the truth. I mean it really is all about the dance. I think the moment that it actually happened is sort of when the air gets sucked out of the balloon. You know what I mean? And there's nothing left to really fight about because we've realized everything that there is. So it's that journey, and I
Unless we
think
just
it's
have a
nice.
baby together, I don't know.
Right.
Really mix it up.
So,
That would be if you went 6 and 7, and then you're like, we should have stopped at 6.
I
Yeah.
know. It's gonna be twins. We have twins.
And the reunion show,
Yeah.
we did the Hawaiian episode.
She's already campaigning for like the Hawaiian
This is
episode.
opening a resort in Hawaii.
It's a six-parter.
It's a 6-parter. You've been there for 2 months.
You guys won't come.
It's a write-off. Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I was just going to ask, because you're both parents in real life, but of course you're playing a couple living under one roof, but you're not a couple. Neither character is a parent,
Right.
but you're parenting your niece and nephew. Like, tell me a little bit about what that's like to play somebody who really doesn't know what they're doing, or I know that's kind of what parenting is like as well.
Yeah, but parenting, at least you start with like a little thing that doesn't really move, and you're like, whoa, what do we do? But then you slowly like learn as the obstacles come. In this case, like you said, we're not parents. Which is where I think a lot of people compare the show to Who's the Boss, and this is the main difference. I mean, this is like the structure is similar, where a man comes into the house to help raise the family, but in this case, neither of us are parents. In one case, I was the cool Aunt Mel, and now all of a sudden I got to be the parental figure, and there's that line that I'm always kind of going over, and that for me is where a lot of my comedy comes from, where I get to like go a little too far and then have to take a step back, and it's fun to kind of as a parent use my motherly instincts and say, what would I do as a mom? I'm going to do the opposite, and that's sort of where my character lives.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I think Joe. It's really interesting because he's not related, and I think that he's brutally honest, and he's a highly educated guy. So, I think that he doesn't have the baggage that a parent would have, or that even Mel's character had, because there's no lineage there. I mean, he can really directly talk to these young people and say, look, you're just kind of messing up, and it's not cool. I mean, it's not about me, it's about you. If you're going to mess up, then you're going to have to deal with the ramifications of that. And I think that having that sort of conversation, more on their level is like a sibling. I'm more like an uncle than I am anything else. I associate it to the experience that I pull from in my real life is with my youngest sibling, Andrew, who's 12 years younger than me, I mean, growing up, really, I was like, kind of dad part 2, sort of, I mean, really. I mean,
That's a good title.
That's copyrighted, sorry. That's copyrighted, no. Only had done that with Whoa, I would have been, okay. Yep, I know. I'd be on my own island somewhere next to Johnny Depp. No, but that's really where because Andrew and I can have conversations that he would never have with my folks. And yet I can talk to him, and yet I sort of I'm an older person, so there's a little bit of respect there, but I'm not somebody who's chastising him, or he feels like, knows more than him in a weird way. And I think that's where I pull from, especially talking to this guy, because I feel like the age gap between us is very close to me and my younger sibling. So.
I think that's what people enjoy about the series, is both Melissa and Joe speak to Taylor and Nick as adults at some moments, then catch themselves and think,
Right.
oh my God, we're supposed to be parent figures.
Right.
Don't do drugs.
Yeah.
And then they revert right back to fellow adults, and they talk to them as adults, and I think the audience enjoys watching them go back and forth, from peer adult conversations to parent-child conversations.
Yeah.
And that's what they can do with these two young adults.
And it's fun to write parent figures who aren't particularly good at parent figures.
There's actually a line the writer has in one of the early episodes that says, I gotta go find myself some role models.
It's not disgusting.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Well, Nick, you and Taylor couldn't have better role models than Joey and Melissa. What have you learned from them, getting to work so closely with them? I mean, they have transitioned wonderfully from being child stars into, I don't want to say adult actors, but sure. But your career has been wonderfully scandal-free. Damn it.
Those tapes will never be found.
What have you guys picked up from these two?
I mean, it was great coming into the show because I hadn't had a whole lot of film experience prior, and so to have these two veteran actors,
Careful.
it was great just because I had no idea what I was doing, and so I could just watch them, and every day just be on set and watching them, I would learn so much. And to have them there to kind of show me the ropes, and also like you said, I mean, you know, your guys' careers have been very smart, and they were both child stars, or child actors, so they kind of navigated that whole Hollywood scene very well. And so it's been nice to have two role models in real life on set.
Yeah, I definitely think they've taught us how to be professional, but at the same time have fun. You know, and it's great being with a cast who have been in Naked Nice positions, you know, who have been what we are going through. You know, they've been there, so it's great to have both of them there to kind of guide us and keep us out of trouble, which they're pretty good at. And what's great, all four of us really, like, what's really nice about the set is a lot of sets, a lot of actors don't want to hear from other actors any notes, they don't want to help.
Right.
They want to be able to do it themselves, and we all really help each other. We're all like, hey, try this, do that. What about, you know, and they've been great about taking that from me and Joey because we do it a lot. But we do it to each other, and you know what, we just want the best end result, and so we're all really open to that, and that's what's been fun.
Yeah, it's good because it's not a personal insult. You know, to give somebody a critique is actually a good thing. It's like teammates. I mean, if there's a play that we can run that we think would be a better play against a defense, you know, sports analogy, fellas. I mean, that's, you know, then we all should be talking about that. But so many times, you know, you will get a cast that you know, you come up to another cast and say, hey, what can I try? And it's like, hey, don't tell me how to do my craft.
Yeah, huge fight.
But yeah, you know, but I mean, I think it starts at the top, and with Mel and I, we constantly give each other, you know, suggestions about how things could be better, or you know, and
work
then
out this, work
yeah,
out
and then
that.
that, you know, that trickles down, and I think that, you know, we just have this open sort of relationship where any of us can talk to any of us about anything, and I think that's kind of where it should be, you know, and it'll only get more and more as we continue to work. So.
Now, as far as growing up in Hollywood, you guys didn't have the Twitters, the Facebooks, the TNTs. I mean, so it's a tougher climate now.
Tiger Beat was relentless, though.
Like chasing after
They
the
chased
scissors.
me all over the set.
What kind of advice or guidance do you try to, you know, because I know you don't want to overstep, you're not their parents, you're not, you know, but at the same time, you're very protective of these guys.
You know, really, I mean, you know, I know the whole social media thing, and, you know, it's like, you know, people can say it's a lot tougher and stuff, but at the end of the day, I think the rule of thumb is the same, which is that, you know, you just try to make mostly the right choices. I mean, no one's perfect, but we all know right and wrong, you know, and I think that, like, it shouldn't be a cop-out that, like, oh, well, because of social media, everything that we do is exposed. Well, if we weren't doing crazy, horrible stuff, we wouldn't be exposed. You know, taking a picture of a body part, not necessarily the smartest thing to do.
You know, I'm sure, I can't speak for Joey, but, you know, I definitely was not the, you know, the girl next door like everyone pictures me to be. I went through times, but I didn't, you know, get caught. I tried, but nobody caught me. It was like ridiculous. No, but with these two, honestly, with these two kids, like, we don't even, like, I try to talk to them about things, and they're like, yeah, we know. No, they honestly, like, have the best heads on their shoulders.
Yeah,
They are so professional. They know, you know, they know, like you said, right from wrong. They know how to, you know, come to work and be ready to work. And, you know, we've had a great time, and I can't say more about these kids. I think they're going to be incredible forces in this business.
Well, I mean, social media, like you said, is very powerful. I mean, we saw that with the whole Anthony Weiner.
Yes, we did.
How quickly that
No
all
pun intended.
escalated. Yeah, it's a joke in
Oh,
itself.
of course it is.
So it is really a powerful outlet, and I think if it's used properly, it can be great. It's just, you know, all about finding that balance, and you don't want to, you know, abuse, you know, these outlets like Twitter and Facebook and stuff.
Are you very popular now when you go back to Seattle, like even more so?
I don't know. Yeah.
My sister chases them all around the set. She's 14, by the way.